Hello, I'm Sean Teale, and I'm here at Comic-Con with Cinema Planet.
Government lost control, and the corporations had to take over.
At Spiga Biotech, we make our own laws.
Bem-vindos a 2074.
Say your name.
Ben Larson.
After a while, they'll think this is who you've always been.
Were all the lies about protecting Spiga or yourself?
I'm afraid the stories you heard were true.
Incorporated, primeira temporada.
So I play a man called Ben Larson, who many years before lost the woman that he loved and that he grew up with, and multiple years later he has to find her. She sold herself to this corporation to get herself out of financial struggles, and he's spent 6 years trying to find her, and in the process of that he's built this wonderful life with this wonderful wife, and arguably a better life for himself, but he's still shackled to this person that he promised he would save, and it's his journey trying to find and save this person without hurting the people that he loves and cares around him. They're very different shows. They're very different time periods. There's also a different level of work involved. I think Rain was a communal. I mean, this show is very much about a group of people, but Rain was, you're bound by history, historical context. Louis of Condé was a Bourbon prince, a real person that was in his eyes the rightful heir to the throne of France, and so you sort of have to look at religious context and status-based issues that existed in those times, and very much a class system back in the day of peasantry and the royal family, the regal sort of side of things, and wasn't very much of a middle class, and then incorporated the future where the world's a melting pot of different people, different ethnicities, different colors, different creeds, where the challenges are different. It's not religion that they care about, it's about the climate, or it's about politics, or it's about corporations, as opposed to about kingdoms and about kings and queens and sovereignty. It does, but it exists in a different medium. I think there was a hierarchical sort of society in the Middle Ages, in the medieval times. There was obviously that, and further on with things like Mr. Selfridge, there were things like class-based systems with the wealthy and the middle class, and then the poor sort of foreign new people. But it's a different sort of inequality. In Incorporated, it's said in the future, it's more of the 1% versus the 99, and it's just closer to where we are now. It's a corporate world that dominates politics in a world that's sort of ravaged by climate change and by issues that governments can't deal with anymore. And there's always going to be that status. There's always going to be someone that wants to be above somebody else. That's always the case, and it's always going to be it's going to be the minority, the minute percentage are always going to have infinite wealth, infinite power over the masses of people that are oppressed and that struggle to make ends meet. And that happens now. It's only a wider. We're only depicting a wider difference. No, but we made the green and red zones based on that idea. So if you go to somewhere like Sao Paulo or Santiago, or whatever, the really wealthy executives, they fly from building to building by helicopter. They don't go to the ground. They have children that have bodyguards. They have mass amounts of defense and sort of security teams. And then you go outside of these big, beautiful penthouses and these lovely apartment buildings, and then directly outside of these complexes are favelas. You look at Caracas. I'm part of Venezuela. And Caracas is some of the most beautiful buildings you can imagine, with some of the most wealthy people in the world that are in oil or in whiskey or in whatever. And then outside of that you have favelas that span giant sides of mountains that have the rest of the people in them. And so that was the idea that we sort of thought of with the green zones and red zones, was that you have this melting pot of this hot, dangerous, compact, struggling populace of, the 99% living in these cesspools, and the 1% have all this land, all this grass, all the meat, all the clothes they could desire. And it kind of happens now. It's sort of like you said, the first and third world. You look at the amount of waste in America, the amount of recycling that they don't do, the amount of bottled water, and in cities in Mumbai, Delhi, they have no water to drink from. They have no clean sources. So it's sort of it's happening now. It's just that we put it all into one world because sooner or later it's going to happen. I think so.
I'm afraid the stories you heard were true.
Incorporated, primeira temporada. No TV Séries.